Welcome back, Hordlings, to more Betrayal at Krondor. Alright, we just left Lamut in the last episode. And we're kind of just backtracking and finding things that we may have missed. Looks like we got a Mordhill warrior over here. They agreed to attack, going over the plan as quickly as possible. Locklear laid out a simple strategy. We're gonna fuck him up. Let's just hope our advance is undetected. Korath shook his head, staring at Owen in disbelief. Yes, that is the group we picked out, he said. Weren't you listening before? Now be quiet and stick to the plan or we'll lose our advantage. The Mordhill warrior grinned, sidestepping their surprise attack to try to gain the higher ground. He waggled the mocking forefinger at Locklear, his eyes alight with bloody eagerness. Fine, Locklear said, preparing for battle. Then we shall do this the hard way. I don't know, maybe there's a way to sneak that I don't know about? Fireball! Get him, boys! Search that bastard. Owen's casting ability has improved. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at all the graves. You know we're digging up bodies now. Is the shovel limited? Yes, it is. His chest was opened by a Moredhel. The digging was exhaustive, standing waist deep in the hole. Owen levered open the lid of the pine box. We've run into stuff like that before. Ooh, some flaming arrows. A cad, a cur. We still loved him. Victor Marmelium. Looks like the gravediggers already got to a bunch of these guys. Just a body gagged. Healing pots. Yeah, they're kind of suggesting that it's good to dig up graves here. Another one of these missives. And we will camp in the graveyard. Path here we can go to. A sulphurous stench was in the wind. This must be the Macmordain Cadal, Locklear said, his eyes glazing as he lost himself in thought. I knew that it was somewhere close. As I recall, Mac is dwarven for mine, or cave, or some shit like that. Now, considering the dwarves are no friends of the Morad Hell, they might be of some assistance to us, assuming they don't take exception to Gorath here. Let's investigate. The tunnels were damp, though the silver-seamed earthen roof which stretched over their heads was tall enough that they didn't have to crouch. Locklear felt hemmed in by the shaft. He was privately thankful that the dwarves were larger than they were often given credit for in the legends. An artificial light dissolved the darkness. Owen shook his head, trying desperately to break his concentration. Blinking rapidly, he let his eyes adjust to the strange artificial light. It's okay, let's get going. Sparks rocketed down the corridor, slamming Owen flat against the mineshaft walls. Locklear narrowly leapt for cover himself as something skidded across the rocky floor. Abruptly, the glowing cone of fire winked out of existence as it collided with an unseen wall. After several long heartbeats, the Signia peeled himself away from the wall, just in time to meet the gaze of a short tree stump of a man. Nader Bandok. Bloody awful hammer! You best have your demon in your bones if you have come to take a whack at killing the beastie, have you not? Beastie? Beastie, aye, half a week ago we heard something fierce and abiding in the mine terrible code-like. Of course, a dwarf knows the sound instant whether he's heard it before or not. Brakna! Curse of every hole delver since first dwarves took up hammers. I've never heard of them. No one hasn't quite a while, laddie. There hadn't been a Brakna in the upper mines for all since DeLong the Great laid claim to the kingdom of the Isles. We thought we laid low on the lot of them, but the kobolds stirring them up on the quest. Kobolds? Y'all folk call them gnomes. They used to worship a dragon that lived down here, but when the dragon disappeared, they thought the dwarven folk hid him away. Every now and again, their leader Fadir takes a notion to undertake a holy quest to find him. This time they've woke up a clutch of Braknur. Now the Nur have collapsed the main passage and killed 30 of our kin. We've a reward to whomever can do it in. If you're of a mind and you have a spirit, that is. I'm not saying we're interested in killing your Braknur, but if we were looking for it, what would it be like? Half again you ate, and made of stone, like a living rock they are. From out their nostrils they breathe a green mist, but I'd be wary of getting too close to look, for they'll drop a boulder over your head sheer now. We've already had a few bravos come in and try to hand at killing the beastie, but there's not much they've been able to do themselves beyond get themselves so mangled they needed the help of a temple. I'd be as wary of them as I would be of the beastie. They'd none of them want else but to claim the gold that we've offered to the creature slayer. The way things have been going for us recently, perhaps we would do well to seek a little help at the temples as well. Where are the closest ones? We dwarves don't do much dwelling outside the great towers of Stone Mountain. But as I can, there's a temple of Killian betwixt Zune and Hawk's Hollow. I think there also might be a temple of Ishap here close, but I can't recall exactly where it would be. The barkeeper at the Blue Wheel Inn at Lamut suggested you might be able to repair our armor. If we weren't digging ourselves out this putty mess, eh? We could do something for you, but we are tied up too, man. Pardon my saying so, but we've problems a bit more pressing than dealing with dented armor. You might have tried a hermit who lives near Ox Hollow. He gained something of a reputation for himself a few years past. If you can't repair our armor, do you think you at least could do something about our swords? I'd hate to be difficult, but we're really in a crucial situation. Are you deaf, laddie? I told you before, we ain't got the fucking time to go repairing shit at the moment. We're in a crucial situation if you hadn't noticed. We would be willing to pay you. I'm sure you would, just as sure as I know the dwarves below would be willing to pay to get out from under the rock. It's a question of time. Time! Bah! Look, if I show you a trick to sharpening your swords, will you promise to not be bothering anyone else in mind? I think I can turn the anvil of sovereigns to advantage to Lamut, and I had a few strong backs. You have my word of honor. That'd have to do it. I teach you a quick little about weapon crafting. I expect a fee of 50 sovereigns for my trouble. Do we have a deal? I didn't really have a lesson in mind at the moment. We'll see if we can't find to sharpen our swords somewhere else. Yeah, whatever you like. We both have things to do. Thank you for your time, Nider. I hope you can get things straightened out down here. We'll be fine soon as some of this rockin' Brackner's laid low. You cannot keep us down. I didn't think so. Perhaps we'll meet again. So we can pay to train in weapon crafting, but I'm not sure that's something that we want to do right now, especially for 50 sovereigns. That's quite a bit of money. And I also don't think we're probably powerful enough to defeat any Brackner. But we're well aware where the dwarves now lay. Is there a way to mark the map here? Oh, not really. We found us a hole with some shitty rations. They were being watched. Unsure where their observers were located, Locklear wheeled about, just as a figure emerged from behind the trees. Kick his ass, Seabass! He fucked up. He's down. The party's abilities have increased. Alright, more shit to repair and sell. And we're now arriving at the town of Zune. The door swung open. Bleary-eyed and smelling of alcohol, a 40-ish looking man sneered at them. "Well, what do you want?" he shouted. "Out with it!" "We were hoping you could give us directions." "Directions? Directions?" The man's eyes blazed as he snared a wine bottle from the floor. "I'll give you directions!" Before Locklear could react, he felt the impact of the wine bottle against his skull. Okay. Fucking dick. Locklear pounded on the door. No one answered. Resigned that the drunk wasn't going to face them down in a fair fight, he shrugged and turned back. "I don't guess he's going to answer it now," he said, touching a tender spot on his head. "Let's go on. Leave that chucklehead to get drunk." No one's home there. Locklear knocked on the door of the small wooden house, waited patiently for someone to answer. After several seconds, a woman appeared and ushered them in. "I don't have time to talk unless it's really important, sirs. I have to finish preparing some mushrooms that I picked for the shopkeeper over at Kegis. He nearly ran out of healing restoratives yesterday, and you know what they say. You can kill me, but you can't eat me." Okay. "That's a strange expression," Owen said. "What does it mean?" "To tell the truth, I don't know," the woman replied, her face brightening with a wide grin. "It was something that Baron Kevin used to say. Never could make any sense out of it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really must be running along." Threading his thumbs through the ends of the silk bowstring, Owen yanked as violently as possible to test the flexibility of the cord. While it seemed sturdy enough to handle the stress of repeated firings, he hoped it wouldn't disappoint him when he sighted down an ill-intended opponent. Keggy's herbs. Locklear sniffed, rubbing his irritated nose. He struggled against the urge to sneeze, but the smoky interior of the shop made it hard to maintain his demeanor. More annoying, the smoke obscured his views of the vials and jars which crammed the store shelves, most of which appeared to contain herbs or incense. Ooh, dragon bone. True sight tea and restoratives. Can't stack it? I'm assuming shells are just for selling. No use for all the missives, eh? So it turns out if you can see the enemy and click on them before they get to see you, then that helps out with your your stealth and ambush abilities, I guess. So Owen, Gorath, and Locklear is actually Locklear is the fighter thief, I guess. Some shitty rations, but we'll take the money. 208 sovereigns. Ew. I think this game might have a memory leak. I'm playing the GOG version. But it runs great, and then after a video or two, it's not even two. It starts to slow down. Memory leaks are somewhat common in these old games. I'm still not exactly sure what they are, but the longer you play the game, the slower it goes. Goro stopped and bent down to examine something on the ground. After several seconds, he stood and began to speak. There are wagon tracks on the ground here, but something's not right. They look fairly old, but the marks are too thin. Ordinary wagon wheels are about, say, 6 inches. These couldn't be wider than 3. There could be an ambush ahead. If we proceed in that direction we are currently heading, we should do so with great caution. Oh, I see a chesticle. A pebble tumbled down the cliff face. Puzzled by the seemingly random event, Owen glanced upwards and back down to the ground. On closer examination, he realized the pebble was in fact a very dull brass button. Before he could cry out, ambushers fell from above. 2 Morid-held warriors. Get some! All right. Attack! Blind these bastards. Spell seems to work all right. Oh, he's coming for my caster. You're gonna have to pay for doing that, buddy. Feeling a bit like a vulture, he turned the body this way and that as he searched for anything that might be of use to them on their journey. All in all, he supposed that if he were a dead man, it wouldn't matter to him any longer what happened to his belongings. Hopefully we find a shop to sell our armor and weapons in soon, because we're running out of room quickly. Locklear gritted his teeth. While they had agreed the box should be opened, he was privately concerned the previous user might have left behind an unpleasant surprise. Turns out the chesticle was clean. Flamecast. So I guess we can sell that spell scroll since we already have it. There was trouble ahead. Unable to pinpoint the source of his anxiety, immediately Locklear motioned for a halt. Be wary. We may have wandered into a trap. We're through it, I think, Locklear said, but be on your guard. There may be other traps. Basically just have to walk between the different colored orbs there. I don't think we're going to continue going south here. Let's head back and go... basically making a circle. I can't really zoom out too much to show you, but I can show you in general we're doing a circle around this area here. Exploring this region known as the Lub Mutt area. So we want to start heading east now. They agreed to attack. Going over a plan as quickly as possible, Locklear laid out a simple strategy. We're set then, he said. Let's just hope our advance is undetected, or our advantage will be lost. Weren't you listening? Be quiet and stick to the plan. I'm not sure that's going to be that big of a deal. I don't want to mess with our other... I gotta like literally sneak up behind him, or the enemy was waiting for them. They've seen us, Locklear shouted. I guess as it gets better, you can get closer until you can finally get, I don't know, backstab or something. He shifted his concentration to two places, his legs. All right, we've heard that blurb before. We got 3 Mordell warriors this time. Can I not back out of this? I guess that's blocking my line of sight. Why the fuck can't I run over here? Attack back, fuck it. Damn it, we had a guy go down. That's not good, because apparently it's a pain in the ass to get him back up. A gasp escaped Owen's lips as he levered himself into an upright position and looked over his wounds. "I think I'll amend the plan," Owen said. "My wounds are mortal. You go on without me." "No one gets left behind," Locklear shot back angrily. "No one! Get your things and we move. We'll find a healer for you along the way who can help." Little caring how the liquid might taste, Owen took a swill from the vial and swallowed greedily, the strange liquid having an immediate warming effect on his hands and feet, almost as quickly as many aches and pains began to subside. Fearing that the infection might be loose in his system, Owen attended to his various nicks and cuts with the contents of the herbal pack. While it wouldn't make his wounds go away, it would at least speed his healing. Well, we got our defense and attack up from that. Have a bunch of these potions, but I don't think we want to just start ripping through them. Let's see what happens. I'll make a separate save here. Good old backup save. Two poisoned rations. Always right-click your rations, folks. We still got a bit of a ways before we get to Hawk's Hollow. However, we are lucky here that there's a temple. "85 sovereigns to warp." Hell no. $168 sovereigns and 3 royals should cover the cost. Oh my goodness, we might want to reload. We can't afford that. That's all our goddamn money. Do a little test here. Need to rest at an inn or some shit. The ashes were cold. Wiping the grime off his hands, Locklear shook his head. Someone or something obviously set up camp here, but it's hard to say just when. Another riddle box. When it comes in from the sea to shore, 20 paces you'll see, no less, no more. 3 letters. I wonder what it could be. Fog seems to be the right answer. Not all of these end in something. I guess they combine your health and your stamina together. I might just fucking reload and try not to get him knocked out. That seems to be some severe punishment there. Let's see what happens when I get to a town and try to heal though through an inn. Let's hope our advance is undetected. Well, you guys aren't that great at being undetected, apparently. Gonna try to heal the shit out of myself. How can I have fucking 2 health? I guess it takes his health and transfers it? That must be how that works. Fuck. Chicken shit! Oh, fuck this. Alright, I just reloaded and went back to that battle. Whooped their asses this time without getting hit, so as you can see, we're back at the temple we just hit a while ago, and none of that near-death shit. I'm going to try to avoid that at all costs until I figure out how to get out of that. Well, that's how teleportation works. There goes 85 sovereigns. Good thing I just saved. That is cool that you can do that, but until I am much more wealthy, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that too much. Okay. I have to go touch the painting though, so that it can be a waypoint for us. Don't clicky clicky. Blessing your weapons is also expensive, so we're going to hold off on doing that for now. Hello, we found us a little homie home out here. Locklear gasped. Severed head spun in grey space before him as disembodied arms and legs flailed together, with a sword much like the clashing of a kitchen scullery. Looking closer, he realized that the body parts were not in fact body parts, but instead very tarnished pieces of armor that had been suspended from the shop's rafters. "You there, careful! They may all come down on our heads." A gnomish man appeared from the rear of the shop, a match held tight between his fingers. "Should have knocked. Nearly didn't hear you from upstairs. I can see why you came in, though. Your armor looks like shit. Another blow to your suit, and you'll look like those lots up there. I'll fix you right up. If it's all the same, I prefer to buy an armorer's hammer. I'm sure you would, but I'm not in the business of ruining my livelihood. I'm an armorer, and I make my living in repairs. People go fixing their own, and I'm out of business, right?" Joseph the Animals. Everywhere Locklear looked, polished metal gleamed, as much a temple to war as any temple of Tythe. The cramped shop contained a startling variety of armor. Seven sovereigns and 2. Is this guy... I'm assuming he fixes it all the way up, or what? think I'm good for now. But we got a repair guy here if we need him. Alright, and here's where we were earlier. We decided to go head east for now. We're going to get into a fight with a couple more moored hell warriors over here. The enemy was not surprised at all. I am the worst sneaker ever. Well, I might as well blind him. It's a very inexpensive spell. Oops. Fireball! Guy's gotta be hurting. Get him! God damn it. Keep fucking clicking off of him. Well, we definitely want this sword. The Moored Hell Lamprey. Named after a aquatic animal. Alright, back in control of the party. Up their struggle to make sense of it all. Oh! Man, they sure don't give you fucking room. Like, why can't I run over here? Rogue probably can't do anything at this point. This Rogue is rocking us. Let's heal up while he's running away. That is a good amount of rations. Another missive. No, still haven't figured out what those do. I guess let's drop a... Probably do without all this armor. Alright, turns out these things are useless. Oh, here we go. Got to double click on them. Please relay all thanks to the Six for the shipment of magical traps. The witch we have employed has been informed not to step between them. She has promised she shall test them at her leisure. At her leisure. Guess I could keep these in a chesticle. The Six have advised the field commander that Gorath of the Ardenian has now moved south. He may be accompanied by a signia of the Krondorian court. Be careful to monitor his activities and take measures where appropriate. Nighthawk should be advised that the magical traps sent earlier are of the inferior grade and are often unreliable. We have staked out 2 sections of the kingdom roads to the south of Zune and west of Tirsog to test a new design engineered by the Six. Okay. Gotta actually have it in your person, though. We can do without a sword. I'd rather have the notes. Mates, it looks as if I may have opened my mouth a bit too wide. I think those funny talking elves, what lived in the Northlands, may have caught on to the fact I've nicked some of their booty. You best go there and clear out our safe box near Hawk's Hollow. But remember, I put a lock on it so none else could get in. Alright, if there's a chest near Rogues, it could very well be trapped. Something clicked and suddenly the box detonated into flame and hurtling splinters. I don't know if there's a way to disable the trap. Well, that's our spare bag there. I even forgot about that. So I believe we can cast this Scent of Sareg, Sense Trapped Chest. Owen, muttering the incantation, knowing the effects would be invisible to all but himself, explained as he finished the spell. Until it wears off, we'll be able to sense whether a chest has been trapped. Owen grabbed Gorath's shoulder. Startled by the sudden movement, Gorath halted and gazed up at his companion. What's wrong? The chest, Owen replied. Give me a moment. Concentrating his thoughts, another scene overlaid the one already before him, different only in the fact that it included a man kneeling before the box, the skin of naphtha in his hand. It's trapped, Owen replied, dazed by the effects of the spell. Someone's rigged it to explode the moment the lid is lifted. And it still blows up in our fucking face. Gonna try it a couple times to see if it's a thing that ever works or what. So that's a negative. Tried a few times here. The video's pretty much done, so let's see if we can figure out these chesticles, how they work. What the fuck's even in here? Emeralds that we can sell. And red weed brew. Gorath shook the vial called Tith's Piss. Among mercenaries, the liquid was famed for its vile metallic flavor and ruddy color, both owing to the fact that the liquid was gathered from the rusty drain pipes of the Temple of Tith. Many claimed the fluid could improve an imbiber's swordplay for a short time. Oh, we kind of want that shit. Looks like Locklear gets an explosion to the face piece here. I say we leave it for now. Fuck it. I'll mark it on my little mental map. Come back when our casting is better or higher level and can actually open chests without blowing up shit in our face. We're approaching Hawk's Hollow. But that will be for the next episode, folks. Thanks for watching.